Hello, dear junior students. Welcome back to our EFL class. How are you doing? How's everything going? I hope everything's going great with you and your families. Today, we are going to start with a new topic, and we're going to continue talking about parts of speech, but today we're going to talk specially about adjectives that end in ed and ing. Let's start. Let's do a little warm-up before explaining the topic for today's class. And I have a question for you. Why is grammar important? Okay, time's up. I want you to watch the following video about the importance of grammar. You're going to watch and hear some people talking about this.
Well, I think of grammar as the rules to the game of writing. So, if you want to play the game, you need to learn the rules, the basic set of rules. I consider grammar, standard American English, sort of the baseline. You can break those rules if you're writing fiction and if you know what you're doing or you want to do something crazy for effect. But if you want to play in that game, I think it's important to know the rules. Like, everyone has the same starting point.
There are a lot of people who believe in the rules, but they don't know what the rules are.
And then also, these days, people are judging us on our writing. Instead of picking up the phone and calling someone for business, you're usually sending an email. And so people are judging you and your competence in your job by your ability to write. So having that foundation of solid rules, I think, is essential, in today's business environment.
Grammar is generally regarded as sort of the North Korea of language.
Grammar was not dreamed up in some dank basement by a SWAT team of English teachers.
It's grammar, so it's not that, it can't be that exciting, but it can be.
It's turned me into a little bit of a grammar snob. When I read my friends' emails, I have to say, I feel like, ooh,
She knew they weren't supposed to dangle, but she didn't know what a participle was.
People should have a conception of what their language is like.
They don't see how sentences work.
Adjectives that end in ed and ing. They are called verbal adjectives or participial adjectives sometimes because the suffixes that they use, you can see here that we use ed and ing, and these suffixes are used with verbs. That's why they are also called that way, verbal or participial adjectives. Now, what is the difference between them? It's important to know the difference. Some students, they make mistakes using either the adjectives with ing or ed. I have heard some students that they say, I am boring, instead of saying I am bored. Now, let's look at the difference. Adjectives that end in ed, they describe a feeling. The ones that end in ing, they describe the things or objects, animals, can be also other people, that cause emotions. Now let me give you an example. I have here this video game. It's an object, right? It's a thing. So I'm going to say that this video game is interesting. Now, I am interested in this video game. That's the emotion that this causes to me. Another example would be this one. This is a boring book. So I feel bored with this. There is another difference between ed adjectives and ing adjectives, and it's similar to the difference between the passive voice and the active voice. Now, ing adjectives, they describe who performs the action. And ed adjectives, they showed who receives the action. It is similar to the passive voice in that case. Let's look at these examples. We are going to correct these sentences. Let's see. The magazine has some amused cartoons. Now we look at the adjective amuse. Now cartoons is not receiving the action, it's doing the action, right? If I read the cartoons, I will be amused. In that case, I receive the action. Here, we don't need ed, we need ing. Amusing cartoons. Therefore, the sentence is incorrect. Let's look at the second sentence. We were surprising to find a bird near the river. Here, we see that we, in this case, the pronoun is receiving the action. In that case, I'm going to use ed. And we're going to say surprised. We were surprised to find a bird near the river. We received the action. Therefore, this sentence would be incorrect as well. After all this explanation and all these examples that we have seen, it's time to work on the book. But before you work in your books alone, I'm going to solve number 3 and number 7 for you, and the rest, well, you will have to do them by yourselves. Okay, let's look at number 3. The people felt shocked as they heard the disturbed news. So let's identify the adjectives first. So here we have one, and here's another one, shocked and disturbed. Now shocked, we see that it's okay because it's people is receiving that action from the news. Now we see that in this case news is doing the action, let's say. So here we need an adjective with ing. So we need disturbing. And we can say that the sentence is incorrect. Number 3 is incorrect. Let's look at number 7. An annoying guest made a number of rude comments to the frustrated host. Now the host in this case is receiving that emotion. So he is frustrated, or she. And then the guest is causing that feeling, that emotion. So that's why we are using annoying, an adjective with ing. And we can say that this sentence is correct. Number 7 is correct. Now go ahead and solve the rest of the exercises. Okay, boys and girls, we have reached the end of our class. And now you can work in your book. Try to do the exercises, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Contact me through WhatsApp, and I'll be answering you as soon as possible. Don't forget about our Zoom's class. Remember to watch this video before the class. Okay, well, see you there, boys and girls. Take care. Have a blessed week. Bye-bye.